Good?
Good. So, hi, I'm Drew Gardner. This is Lan Bui.
Hi.
We've been incredibly lucky enough to get our hands on a pre-production C300.
Yes.
And we haven't had a chance to use it yet. But before we have a chance to use it, we want to go through the controls and just show you what we've discovered so far. Found some really interesting stuff. And then we're going to go out and shoot. So, Lan, what do you think of the camera so far?
All right, so all we've had time to do is take it out of the box and literally put it together. There's no manual.
No.
We just had to figure everything out ourselves. And so far, I can say it's a very intuitive camera. You just kind of know where everything goes. You look at the buttons, and it just kind of works.
It does. I mean, but we have had one really big advantage. This main camera there is a Canon C300, and the big advantage we've had is the menus on the C300 are really very, very similar indeed to those on the C300. So if you're used to using that camera, you can pretty much pick this up straight away. And the similarities are right the way through it, really.
Yeah. So we shot on the 305 for a few weeks across Europe, and that really gave us the experience that we needed to come into this camera and just know how to use it, I think. Yeah,
I think it gave us a good foundation. I'd say if you're thinking about a camera where you don't need shallow depth of field, XF305, really well worth thinking about, actually. Yeah. Very good camera. Anyway, on to the C300.
Yes.
What was the first thing we noticed, Lan? What did I phone you when I saw it? I said, oh my God.
I took it out of the box and it's like, it's smaller than you remember. Because we did get to handle the camera a little bit a couple weeks ago at a like a press demo thing or a tech demo thing, and it was just really nice to get your hands on it and shoot a little with it. But Drew called me and he's like, dude, it is much smaller and much lighter than you remember. So brought it home, rigged it up, and then it does add some weight when you add all of the pieces to it, but at its core, it's not much bigger than a 5D Mark II with a battery pack on it.
Exactly, that's a really good point. And I'll tell you what, Lan, why don't you take some of the things off?
So what we'll do, we'll take it off piece by piece. I'm gonna go with the EVF first. Okay, so and what's really cool is this. It's all modular. You can take this off. But the way that they have it designed, you can actually see right here, you could actually mount this up to here instead of in the front. So you could have it here, you could have it mounted in the front how we had it a second ago, or you can just completely remove it. And it has these two cables that come out. And there we go.
We just point that out to here. Here you go. That's where the cables go into. Just here. Okay. I mean, from my perspective, what really surprises me is one that a mainstream major corporation has designed a modular camera instead of it all being complete and in one. But I did have some concerns about that because, as far as I'm concerned, Canon has never come up with a modular camera. Well, not in recent times, anyway. But I have to say, very, very pleasantly surprised indeed. It's very well thought out, and the quality and the fit of how it fits to all the component parts, like the handle, like the top handle and the LCD monitor, they all fit to the camera body really, really well. And once they're on, they're on. They're not going to move.
It doesn't creak. It doesn't make noise. It's just like when you look at the pictures online, I always thought when I saw the EVF, I was like, this looks cheesy. It looks cheaply made. But once you get it in your hands and you're holding it, it is amazingly built. Yeah. Like, this thing is not going to break.
And it's multi-articulated as well, so you can turn it in so many different ways. That it will suit you no matter how you want it.
It just kind of goes everywhere. And then this whole base part, this turns too, so you can actually go however you need to with this,
Yeah.
and turn the monitor. It's just they really thought of everything when they designed this top piece.
Very clever. So let's just have a look at the camera to see what it looked like when I first saw it in the box. And this is what made me think, my goodness, it's a very small camera. Particularly when you take the lens off it.
Yeah. I'm going to be right back so we can get the body cap.
That's it. That is it. A really, really, really small package, as you can see. It really is not very big. So
we can just put this on.
Yeah.
So this is it. That's how it is.
It's tiny. I mean,
it really is just so small. And what we were talking about was how you could actually run out and shoot with this. No one's gonna look at you that funny because they're used to DSLRs. You can just take this out and start shooting with it.
It doesn't even properly look like a video camera when it's in this configuration.
It looks really funny.
But the key point is you can actually use it like this.
Yeah.
We've got a shoot lined up for a week's time.
Yep.
And we're going to be using it in this configuration because they're okay with stills cameras, but movie cameras they're not quite so cool with. No. So it's going to be a real boon in that situation. So we're looking forward to that. The other thing is, I mean, I use Phase 1 cameras, which are a medium format camera. And to hold in your hand, it's more like a medium format camera than perhaps anything else. You've even got the stop-go button just there, which is where the shutter release is on a medium format camera. You can just see it in there. So it's like having a medium format video camera. It sounds a bit of an odd thing to say. But you can just go off and work with it like this. Yeah. So it has been designed to work for TV companies and to work as a static item. But make no mistake, this is an excellent run and gun camera.
It is.
And what do you think about, how is it to hold, Lan? What do we think about that?
When you first see it, because it's kind of just this round, weird looking thing with this really, really weird foot on it. That just baffled me. I was like, why? Why put a foot on a camera when you didn't have to? But if you actually look carefully on the bottom, that's actually where your tripod base plate is gonna go. Yeah. And so after we rigged it up and put a lens on it, without that foot right there, it would be a very tippy camera. It would tip over. That looks like they figured out what the precise balance point of this whole camera is and made sure that when you're putting this on a tripod, it's a well-balanced fit.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. And because initially you get this moment with the foot on the front of the camera where it actually sort of, I'm just trying to do it so you can see on this camera, it can dig in to the palm of your hand seeming. Yeah. But when you get used to it,
actually, when you say get used to it, it's a matter of minutes.
It is minutes. It doesn't take long. You can see. And your palm of your hand ends up balancing the camera like so. Yeah. And it does fit very easily in your hand.
Like, it doesn't seem like an ergonomic piece, but it ends up, okay, so we're here, we're ready to shoot. It ends up being a good resting place. You can get your hands right on these lenses. And I know not everyone's going to be shooting with EF lenses and stuff, but it really puts your hand in the right place.
It does, but I think a lot of people are going to be shooting with EF lenses because
a lot of people are. Not everybody.
Not everybody. You know, there are going to be guys who are going to be using the PL lenses.
Yeah,
because it comes in.
But PL lenses, you're probably not going to handhold this camera.
Absolutely not. But you know, it seemingly is just made for the big boys, but actually it suits people like Lan and myself, who do corporate and do lots of creative stuff too.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe that's away from what Canon intended, but it does work very, very well for us, which is why we have such a keen interest in this camera, and it's why we've got quite so excited about it. You know, it's really cool.
Yep.
So
I think.
Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, the next thing we noticed, coming back to the Canon XF305, the C300 has many very similar buttons as the XF305. So if you're used to an XF305, you're going to be working with this camera very, very quickly. But if you're not, they're ergonomically placed.
Yeah. And they're customizable. They're each, although they have a label on them, you can actually, they're all numbered too.
Yeah.
So you can actually switch the buttons out and make them custom to however you want them to be.
So it'll just fit in your hand and the buttons fall to hand, which is customizability is very big with this camera.
You know what? The one feature that really stands out about this camera?
What's that?
The on-off switch.
That is fantastic.
You might not think it's a big deal, but it's really annoying.
Here it is.
On all the other cameras, when you're trying to switch it from on to off and you go into camera mode. It's really annoying. And this, they fixed it really well.
Yeah, because I mean, normally, on all cameras, it's on many video cameras, you overshoot the off position and go into playback. With this, you've got the off switch, which is in the center. You've got the media for playback, which is at the bottom, and then of course you've got camera at the top. But you've also got this other really powerful feature. You can lock it in position.
And then none of the buttons do anything.
So now it's all locked in.
Yep.
Incredibly stable, and you can pick it up, use it without thinking about it.
Oh, and one other thing that is, right now we don't have it on here, but when you're shooting this style, there's no audio right now. They did actually, even without the top unit, which is where you get your professional audio, your XLR inputs, you can actually put a mic on right there. So you can actually throw a tiny little mic, your Rode mics, your Sennheisers, whatever you want, right on top of there.
But crucially, you still get the possibility of adjusting your audio levels within the menu.
Yep.
So just because you've lost this controller, it doesn't mean that you've lost. It's just going off.
Oh,
okay.
All right. So now we only have this camera.
This one. Should we just hit the button on those?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on. We'll just.
Can you reach around that one?
Give a reach around.
Reach around that one. Give that one a reach around.
Asking for a reach around there.
Honestly, all right,
you thought this was a family video, eh? Heaven forbid. So okay, we've got this really cool. We've got the great on-off button here.
Yep.
Which it sounds simple, but works really well.
Mic input, which is funny because normally people they're like, well, where's the XLR? But I'm excited that we can go bare minimum and even have that just regular mic in. It makes a big difference.
It really does. It's as I say, it's a clever way that they've managed to have this camera striding two camps. The big guys making stuff for TV, and then the little guys like Lan and I just running around doing stuff.
We are little. We're pretty short.
Yeah,
Drew is taller than me, but
only just. Yeah. So very impressive camera. One small point which I've found not annoying but slightly disappointing. Mm-hmm. It takes a camera. If we just get the two batteries out.
Oh yeah,
bless you. The battery it takes is the biggest battery it takes is the Canon BP 955, which is here.
Oh no, this one.
Aha.
That's it. That's the big one.
So that's the big one.
Yeah, you can see the difference.
Now this big one will fit in the Canon XF305.
Yep.
And it's got considerably longer life.
Yep.
What Canon have done with the C300, so they keep this lovely flat form factor on the back door just here, so that's all flush. They have made it so it only takes the 955, which is a smaller battery with shorter life.
Smaller and shorter life, but still amazingly long life.
It is a really long life battery. It really is. It's not, there are some other products out there which...
have you tried putting this one in?
I haven't actually, but I think it's going to end in tears.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
But
and this is before we even get to shoot with it. We're trying to break it already.
You see, it does fit. It's...
So can we take the door off?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
All right, let's not mess with it.
We're not.
Maybe the last day that we have it, we'll try and take the door off.
They'll never give us another one again, I'm sure. But anyway, so that's a very, very small niggle. But from every report we've heard so far, it's not really going to be much of an issue.
No.
Because the 955 battery has incredibly long life. I mean, anecdotally, I think did Nino get 3 hours out of it or something?
You know, I don't remember.
Or was
yes, he did.
Yeah. Anyway, another tester got 3 hours out of one of these batteries, which is a very long time.
That is.
Some competitors are down to as little as 15 minutes shoot time with theirs. So
it's ridiculous.
You know, you can just go out with
a battery or two and know that you'll be able to shoot.
Yeah, shoot for a day, you know, which is really powerful. So, what else do we notice?
Well, we haven't actually put any media through it, so we can't really talk about what that's going to look like. You know what I want to know? I want to know, because we're actually going to put this video out today, what do you want to know about the camera?
A really good point. Ask us any questions.
Yeah.
And we'll try and do a quick update to this session, and we'll try and address any of those questions, because we realise we're very lucky, and we'd like to bring as many people in the room with us as possible to sort of share the moment. But very exciting stuff. What we're going to do now, we're quickly going to go away. We're going to cut this together. We're going to put this up. I'm going to get back to you guys later, and then we're going to be sharing our experiences with you all week. What it looks like to shoot with.
Yeah.
How it works with accessories like rigs.
Yeah.
Different tripod heads, other stuff like that. And we're going to tell you how we get on, and we're going to be putting together a couple of shoots. So you can have a look at that, see what you think, and see how we get on. So
all right,
we'll catch you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.
Let's go.